Hey, today I want to give you one killer drill which is incredible for bass players of all levels. I'll see you inside the video. Hey guys, it's James here from eBassGuitar, and over the last few months I've been working on a brand new book with my friend Andy, all about bass drills and warm-ups. Now this is a super popular subject, and there's one concept which I'm going to share with you today which we use extensively throughout the book. This concept is going to not only help you warm up when you play, but it's going to improve your fretboard knowledge, it's going to improve your technique, and it's also going to make you a better musician. So I'm going to show you this today. Just before we get going today, I want you to know it's a completely free PDF which comes with this lesson, which will show you everything we're discussing in standard notation and tab. There's a link in the description below where you can grab your free copy. Also, I've got a quick favor to ask. If you're not subscribed to the eBassGuitar YouTube channel, please can you hit that red button below this video somewhere. What that will do is it will help us put out more great bass educational content and help us grow the reach of this channel. So it's a win-win for everybody. So please hit that red subscribe button, which is somewhere around this video. Concept running throughout the whole of this book is what we call a continuous exercise. A continuous exercise, as the name suggests, is an exercise that can keep on going and going. And the great thing is when you start getting used to working in this way, you can improve your speed, you can improve your stamina, you can improve your fretboard knowledge. So I'm going to show you the basic concept of how this exercise works. Then later in this lesson, I'm going to show you how you can supercharge it and really get the most out of it. So the foundation to this exercise is a simple major scale, which I'm sure you're familiar with. So we're going to start off with this at the 8th fret on the E string and play a C major scale using the simple fingering 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this an 8-note pattern which will work perfectly within 2 bars. So ascending. Then we're going to repeat the root note and come back down like so. So we get a total of 8 notes per bar. So it works really great, really musically. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put this through a sequence called the circle of fifths. I'm not going to go into huge detail right now how the circle of fifths works. I'm going to link you to another lesson which is called I Will Survive the Circle of Fifths, which will give you detailed knowledge of how the circle of fifths works. I'll put a link in the description below so you can check out that lesson. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that C major scale, then take it up a fourth into F. Then we're going to move it on to B flat, then up to E flat, then through the rest of the circle of fifths. So on to an A flat there, the 4th fret, a D flat there at the 4th fret on the A string, and then a G flat there on the 2nd fret on the E string, and then a B there at the 2nd fret on the A string. And what you'll see is this pattern running throughout the whole of this, going like so. And the reason this is so powerful is as we work back through the neck, the hand shape has to extend. And so we really start to build up our stamina and strength by using larger hand shapes here. So what happens when we get to the B? Very simple. We shift up to the E here on the A string and then continue the pattern. E, A, D, G, like so. So what we're going to do is we're going to run the major scale throughout the whole of these chords, 2 chords each. And by the time we've been through the whole of the circle of fifths, we've covered every chordal note in the chromatic scale. So I'm going to show you how this works now with a backing track which is going to highlight every single chord. And the object of the exercise is to keep going and make it as continuous as you could possibly can. What I will say at this point is if you find a point where you're constantly tripping up, what you've got to do, stop the backing track, take it apart and work out where things are not working in isolation and out of tempo, and then put it back together again. That is absolutely critical. Then once you've got it working, you want to slowly build it up in tempo, so you start building up your speed and your dexterity. So let's hear this continuous exercise in context at 120 beats per minute. So the reason this is such a powerful exercise is once you've got it down in its basic form, you can then layer up minor scales, dominant scales, diminished scales. You can try triads, you can try arpeggios, you can try it slowly, you can try it fast. But the thing I loved getting my students doing at this point is shifting the location of the circle of fifths around the neck and trying to vary it as much as possible. To show you how this sort of supercharging can work in action, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the major scale here to begin with, C, then we're going to take it up to F, then I'm going to start pushing it around the fretboard. So I'm going to take it up to a B flat here, which is new, then to an E flat there, and then to an A flat. Then let's go right up the top to a D flat, and then a G flat. Then why not we go all the way to the bottom down here, which is a B like so. So there's so many possibilities that you can play around with. I love to then make students change the location of the different root notes on the fly to really explore their confidence moving around the fretboard. So let me finish up the lesson with showing you this concept in action, and I'm going to be making up the locations of where each note is or where each root note is, and then playing the scale off it as I go along, so you can see how powerful this concept is. So guys, that's the end of today's lesson. Don't forget to download the free PDF so you can see the simple core concept of this idea written out in standard notation and tab. Then just start experimenting and having fun, learning the fretboard, discovering new shapes and patterns on the instrument. It's a super fun way to learn. Also vary that tempo too, from very slow up to really fast. There's so much you can do with this concept. If you need more help, don't forget to check out my private members training program over at eBassGuitar. It's called the Bass Lab Plus. There's a full step-by-step program in there for beginner to intermediate players who want to take their bass playing to that more advanced level. There's a link in the description below where you can join free for 14 days to take it for a test drive. Cheers, I've been James from eBassGuitar.com. I will catch you next week.